Okay, so what they want here is that there's nothing shown until you're over by the flower, right? So the bees are not showing anywhere, and then when you move your mouse over to the flower, the bees show up. So this is what we have right now. They're following. So what are we doing? We're going to look at our grid, right? And remember, X is left to right, Y is up and down, and our flower goes to about right here, right? Yeah, right here. And on our grid, that's X is 200, Y is 100. But we don't have to worry about the Y because Y is up and down. So at the 200 point, we want the bees to be able to show up. To do this, we go to our if else. So we're going to drop this in. And now what we're saying is, let's go to our math. So we're saying that if it hits 200 or less, so 200 or less, we want it to show up, right? Or be visible. So we're going to go to our less than. Drop it in. So now, in the world, when our mouse is at X, that's less than, remember it was 200. So we're saying, in the world, when the mouse on the X plane is less than 200, then we want the bee to be visible or true. If the world mouse X is more than 200, we want it to not be showing, or false. So to do this, we add our variables. And then we got to get our sprite visible because we want to see it. And then we named them B1, 2, and 3. So we'll go B1. So in our world, when our mouse on the X plane is 200 or less, it's going to be visible. True. If in our world on the X plane it's more than 200, else it will be false. So we grab our variable, sprite visible, false. B1. Okay, let's check it out. So we have 2 bees now, and then we have 3 when it goes over by the mouse. I mean by the flower. 2 bees, 3 bees. So we know the code is good. So now let's go to our show text, and we'll do our cheats. Copy this. And then add another line, paste it, Control V, make our code pretty. Change it to 2, and then copy our other line. B2. And then let's check it out. Okay, now we have 1 B. Now we have 3 B's. So it's working. Code's still good. Let's add the third B. Check it out. Okay, we have nothing. And then when we hit that 200 grid, boom, they show up. So we did it. Okay, so this one, they want the gears to be spinning one way when you press the space bar, and spinning the other way when nothing is pressed, right? So all we have to do is add the else, right? So we're saying if the keyboard space button is pushed, the one is going to rotate this way, the green's going to rotate this way, the red's going to rotate this way. So we're just going to put the opposite in here, right? So if the space is pressed, this is going to happen. Otherwise, it's going to this right here is always going to happen. So we're going to show our text, and we're going to do our cheats because we love the cheats. Control C to copy, or just right click copy. And then in line 18, we're going to paste. Control V. So this was the way we want the opposite. So instead of -1, we're going to go +1. Instead of +1, -1. Instead of +1, -1. Right? So basically we just have the opposite of what we had here. Now let's reset it. Run it. Okay, so it's always running this way. And then when I hit the space bar, it goes the opposite way, right? So I'm let it go with the space bar, it goes one way, press the space bar, goes the other way. Nice. Do. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. This one is boo. So what we want to do is get the mouse to move and the B to follow the mouse. So first thing we're going to want to do is make our sprite, right? That's nothing new, so we're going to drop that in. Sprite, call it the B. And then, of course, set the animation. It's got to match. And then the animation is the B. Alright, nothing new there. And then we're going to create the world frame rate. So we grab this, go to our world, frame rate equals 20. No big deal. And then we have to set our background in our function, right? Not a big deal, we've done that before. And we'll make it blue. So here's what we have so far, just the blue, right? Next, we need to add the B. And it's a variable because we love variables, right? And then another variable because we need one for the x and one for the y. So we need one going left to right, which is x, and one going up and down, which is y. So we're going to add our sprite. Which is a b. Bx equals world mouse x right, and then the y b world mouse y. And let's see if this works. Oh, wait a minute, it's not gonna work. We forgot a critical element. Draw sprites. Draw sprites. Alright, let's check it out. Oh, I did it. Nice. Right? So we're saying when the b x is equal to the world mouse x, so we're just saying the b is at the same position as the mouse, right? The by is at the same position as the mouse. That's all.